The Leadership Pipeline book by Ram Charan, Stephen Drotter, and Jim Knoll has sold more than 250,000 copies around the world to date. It is based on work originally done by Walter Mailer and Stephen Drotter at General Electric, and later expanded to and tested in more than 80 companies. Today, a significant number of Fortune 500 companies have successfully implemented the Leadership Pipeline Transition Principles as their main platform for selecting and growing leaders at all levels. The set of Leadership Pipeline Transition Principles is perceived as one of the most influential leadership models through the last 2 decades. The Leadership Pipeline Transition Principles describe the key leadership roles that you normally experience in an organization and clarify how you add unique value as a leader in each leadership role and how you need to adjust work values, time application, and skills in order to be successful. Some key roles are leading self, leading others, leading leaders, functional leader, and business leader. But different organizations may of course have more or fewer roles. The step from accepting a given leadership role to becoming a successful leader in that role takes more than merely developing better leadership skills. It calls for a fundamental adjustment in work values, time application, and skills. Work values. You simply have to change preference for what you like doing and how you believe you create value as a leader in your role, how you define your own success. Time application. You need to change the way you spend your time in order to put efforts into new responsibilities and level of complexity. These are things you need to start doing, stop doing, and continue doing. Skills. You need to learn new skills that are required to execute new responsibilities. In this section, we will explore what it, as a minimum, requires to be a successful leader of others over time. The role of the leader of others is focused on delivering results through people. If you are an individual contributor and you are asked to increase your total output by 10%, or improve quality by 10%, or increase efficiency by 10%, then you are the only one to make the difference. If we exclude external factors, you can, as an individual contributor, essentially only increase your output by working either harder or smarter. If you as a leader of others have to improve your total output by 10%, the new situation as compared to being an individual contributor is that you equals the entire team and not just yourself. As a team leader, your performance is measured on the entire team's performance and not just your personal contribution. Consequently, as a leader of others, you cannot improve your output at your position just by producing more yourself. You need the team to produce more. In the following example, the leader of others has 4 direct reports. Accordingly, the leader of others only represents 1/5, or 20% of the total team output. This means that even if the leader of others improved his or her personal output by 25%, the mathematical impact on the total team output would only be 5%. The point is that the real way for you as a leader of others to improve your overall team result is by supporting the individual contributors in improving their results. The role of a leader of others may seem natural and simple, but you can easily trip here. Leaders of others are often selected among the highest performing individual contributors and are thus inclined to continue the activities that made them successful in the past. Or they may overpower their new direct reports with their own expertise, either because they enjoy the work or because they are dissatisfied with how their less experienced direct reports handle the assignments. Some of the typical pitfalls as a leader of others are that they 1. Micromanage direct reports instead of delegating responsibility and authority. 2. Compete with own direct reports about knowing best. 3. Avoid tough conversations with direct reports on lack of performance. 4. Take direct ownership of direct reports' work rather than coaching direct reports on doing it themselves. 5. Feel disturbed by questions from direct reports instead of viewing these questions as a possibility to coach and develop them. So, in order to be successful as a leader of others, how should you adjust your work values, time applications, and skills? Work values. You need to start valuing the success of others the same way you value your own success. As a leader of others, you are the team. Any success of the team is your success too. You have to ask yourself, what really makes me proud? Is it completing work myself, or is it enabling other people to do their work? You may, of course, still have to do work yourself in some situations, or most of the time. But can you get the same satisfaction from seeing your direct reports successfully completing work as you can when doing it yourself? Time application. One role of a leader is to truly understand and appreciate the importance of making time available to leadership work. How much time you spend on leadership work will, of course, depend on how many direct reports you have. But in any case, you need to identify what you should stop doing, start doing, and continue doing in order to free up time for critical leadership work. You will often need to let go of earlier sources of success and find new ways to gain success. Many leaders of others have a hard time finding time for leadership work, such as developing direct reports, communicating success criteria for the job, building the team, and so on. It is always the last thing they do after all their individual contributor work is done. It is like if leadership work is something that comes as a layer on top of their job rather than being their job. Skills. Independent of your context, there are some fundamental leadership skills that you need to acquire. You need to be able to communicate success criteria and set goals that are realistic and meaningful. Your direct reports must have significant motivation for achieving their goals, and a clear understanding of how they tie into overall goals for the organization. Furthermore, you must develop good skills in delegating. You have to enable direct reports to effectively deal with their responsibilities by sharing information and delegating both responsibility and authority. It is important that you follow up with your direct reports regularly and conduct performance dialogues and development dialogues, giving feedback on things that are working well and things that are not working well. You need to be good at creating development plans for your direct reports and, based on those, providing development opportunities and ongoing coaching. This is an ongoing process, not an annual event. Selection of team members is a key task for a leader of others, and substantial time should be allocated to identifying and developing the right people, as well as replacing people who continuously seem unable to fulfill their job responsibilities. Building the team and driving engagement are other crucial tasks. Having a strong and highly engaged team is critical in order to retain direct reports, and in order to secure that the team members should support one another on a daily basis. It is important to recognize that work values, time application, and skills are interdependent. You cannot master your transition by adjusting one and not the others. For instance, your work values guide how you spend your time, because you will tend to do the things that are most interesting to you first and where you believe you add the most value. Your skills will also guide how you spend your time. People like doing what they are good at and what they previously reaped recognition for. So, one of the keys in successful transitions lies in dedication to becoming good at what is now required of you. This will shift your work values, and you will start to appreciate what you need to do and find it easier to spend time on the right activities. The leadership pipeline is a holistic model that should be tailored to the need and challenges of your organization, not the other way around. For further inspiration, visit leadershippipelininstitute.com.